Hello there, YouTube. I'm back. Another week, another video. So let's get straight into it. So on day one, I drew skulls and I tried to draw a handful of women from Loomis's book. I ordered one of Loomis's book, and it's a good book. So I tried to draw some of his drawings, but it didn't turn out so well, as you can see. They look kind of hilarious. I think the one on the left isn't as bad as all the others, but like I said, we'll get him next time. So until then, I'll just have to be patient with the results. And on day two, I drew more skulls, a lot more skulls. And I finished filling a page of characters from imagination, and well, it was just that. I mean, they weren't the best, but I just kind of experimented with what I could do. So day three, more skulls. Maybe you're starting to notice a pattern here. I'm just very consistent with it, as you can see. So day four, I drew even more skulls, but now I started mixing things up. I introduced the drawing upside down technique. Drawing from the right side of the brain is apparently activated by drawing upside down. That helps you learn. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to draw it upside down like once or twice. I'm not even trying to learn to draw a skull upside down. I'm learning to learn or something. I don't know, but I'm just trying it out to see if it works. And it's kind of fun and tricky and difficult. So hopefully it works and helps. So I draw one from reference upside down and one without the reference from memory upside down. And I also began drawing skulls from memory in general because it just helps, essentially. Like, if you want to learn to draw, just drawing from reference is the best way. And I noticed that as soon as I began drawing from memory, because I couldn't draw the skulls anywhere near as good from memory as I did from reference. So I was not gaining skill that I wanted to get. And you can see how warped some of these skulls are, because when I did it without the reference, I was so bad at doing it. But over time, I got better quickly because I began building up that memory skill, hand-eye coordination. So I think my method that I came up with here is the fastest way to improve. It's like a mix of iterative drawing from reference, which gives you something to stick to. Reference is important because it gives you a pass-fail. If you want to get better at drawing proportion, you need a pass-fail. What is the right proportion? Rather than just drawing from imagination. There's people who are, I guess, lazy, or they don't care, and they say, drawing is whatever you want it to be. There's no rules in drawing. Like, okay, you want to draw a smiley face for your kid's birthday party on their t-shirt. I don't know. Sure. You want to draw for fun, I suppose. Maybe some people just have fun drawing. I don't really so far. But for someone like me who has goals, for someone like me who wants to accomplish something with my drawing, I need to have a reference with the correct proportions of the pass-fail. Either I get the proportions right or I get them wrong, and I can work on that, and that's what increases my skill at drawing. Now, when I take away the reference and I'm doing it from memory, I'm actually implanting this ability to draw faces into my memory, and I can have like a baseline, skulls and faces, whatever it is. I can have a baseline of something I can actually know how to draw, something complicated from memory. And I think that's going to really help me out in the long run, so I'm just keeping at it, and we'll keep on improving. I drew some sketches too. No text, but essentially day 5, I drew planes. I was doing the draw box thing. I started drawing the circles in the planes, and I guess that helps for understanding perspective and just general dexterity. I just use draw box in the morning every day for dexterity mainly, but I hope and plan that it'll help me with perspective eventually, because I have no idea how to draw perspective. I drew a lot of skulls, like a lot, but this isn't even the peak of my skull drawing, so I guess you're in for a surprise. And I drew some more stuff from imagination. I think it's going better, but I still have a long way to go, essentially. So I'm just working at getting better at these proportions, right? There has to be a pass-fail. Once I understand eyes, nose, mouth, where they're supposed to go, ears, all that kind of stuff, I can put those proportions in my imaginary character, essentially. Or I have an idea in my mind of what the correct proportions are. So I think this is the fast way to improve. Like I said, I drew skulls from reference, draw it from memory. I drew it upside down. I don't know how much that helps. But drawing from memory is the important thing here. And here is the explanation I have for it. So I drew a skull from reference, draw 3 from memory, and in between each 3 that I'm drawing from memory, I look at the reference after each finished product and examine mistakes and try to draw it better next time. So I finish a skull from memory, I take out my reference, I look at the 2, I see, oh, the forehead is too big, the eyes are too small, whatever. The nose is too thin, and then I'll draw it again. Like, I'll put the reference away, I'll draw it again and try to keep that in mind. And I keep doing that over and over again. Then I draw upside down once from reference and once from memory. And I just keep on doing that over and over again with all these different skulls. And it was difficult at first, but I started getting a little bit better. And I especially started working on that side view skull because it's actually really hard because it has very little proportion measuring body parts. That makes sense. The more complicated subjects have more like teeth and just more contours to compare for proportions, whereas the one looking from the side, it's simple, but it has so few contours to compare that it's probably one of the hardest to draw from memory. So I drew a lot more skulls, and I began adding in a new skull to try to get I just want to basically be able to draw a skull from any angle. So I added another skull, and I think it's going well. I'm just going to keep at it for several more days. I completely changed my game plan here. Instead of whatever I was thinking before, it's going to be faster, okay? I guess you're going to see, but maybe eventually I'll make a video about my updated game plan, I suppose, for learning drawing. But I think this is working, so I'm just going to keep on keeping on, right? I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing, keep on practicing as hard as I can every day, and see where it takes me. And also, I got more time to practice because I started fixing my sleep schedule. And I figured out that, well, unfortunately, the hard way, that it's spinach smoothies. I thought I was doing something good for myself with spinach smoothies, but they were screwing up my sleep. Couldn't sleep, right? They were screwing up my digestion. They were screwing up everything. I'm like, oh, it's the spinach. So, still suffering the consequences of that. But once I get over the spinach thing and just clean it from my diet, I think I'll be a lot more productive. So it's very relevant to me. Of course, diet and sleep are very relevant, which should be obvious. And I learned a lot, too, I guess, on the diet health side for improving my performance. Like, I got like a glove when I draw to avoid rubbing my drawing screen. I got a bandage, whatever. I'm getting like things for my fingers so that they don't get like chafed. I don't know, they get super sore and when I'm just drawing for hours and hours and hours every day. Whatever, I'm learning, okay? I'm learning every aspect here. Health-wise, drawing-wise, life-wise, I suppose. And we're gonna see some results soon. I plan at the end of my 20-day, I guess, period that I'm going to be much better, or significantly better and significantly less frustrated with my quality of drawing. Nowhere near as close to where I need to be, but significantly better. And that will happen through, maybe I'll just say my game plan here. So, the first 15 days of this year, I was just kind of messing around, I suppose. Now, the way I see it, the first 10 days when I was drawing just from reference, not the memory, was getting used to those references. And the first 20 days after that, so day 25 to 45, which is where I am at now. I'm learning the references by memory. And after that, I'm going to move on to drawing animals from reference for, I guess, the same kind of time period, 10 days, 20 days. to master them too. So I mean, I'm going places, and yeah, that's great. So what I learned this week: drawing from memory is a key step to learning to draw from imagination, because imagination is essentially memory. So consistency and focus on one subject matter is the best way to improve on it. If I want to improve at something like shading, proportion, drawing face, etc., I have to do that exact thing. I can't skip around it. I can't be amazing at drawing giraffes if I want to draw giraffes if I never draw a giraffe. Some of my overall drawing skills might improve, and that could help me draw the giraffe. But if I want to draw something specific, or like if I want to get better at shading, I have to do it. So I'm going to get into those kind of things soon once I get better at proportion. And it was a productive week, and I'm glad for that. And I hope and plan for this next week to be just as productive or more so. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.